Hi, I'm Margarita, and I am a sewer, quilter. I teach quilting, and I've written a few quilting books, and kind of an innovator. And you can see that from some of my other videos where I've created my own quilting table to help manage quilting large quilts on a home sewing machine. And I've been making masks like so many wonderful people, putting in their very best effort to help others. I, I can't tell you how magnificent a thing that is for everyone who's doing it. I am just speechless with everyone's efforts, and I've joined in. So I am making masks. I have been wearing PPE for a very long time and using it. I've been trained in the proper usage, and I'm taking some of what I know from using it to make the masks the way I want to. So I started asking Tom, what can we do to make a nose piece that fits, because that's one of the very best things about like an N95 mask. It's got a bendable nose piece, and it holds the mask right up next to your skin. And Tom's a commercial fisherman. He's working with all kinds of metals and welding and fixing things on his boat all the time, and of course I always have to help. So we scrounged around. You know, the one thing we found that worked best? A paper clip. A paper clip. So that's what I've been doing. I'm going to show you how I bend a paper clip straight, curl the ends under, and create a nose piece for my masks. When I started making the masks, I was using a piece of ribbon or fabric to attach a separate slide-in area for the straightened out paper clip. And you can see on this one I've got grosgrain ribbon. You don't actually have to do that. I changed the way I was doing it, and I ended up just doing a double fold on one end of my mask. I'm cutting my fabrics 9 inches by 14, 15, something like that. Folded in half. I'm using batiks, and creating a side channel for ribbon or string along the edge so that it gathers. I really like the way the gathers snug up next to my skin. I'm getting a really good fit under the chin, and of course with that little paperclip nose piece, I'm getting a pretty nice tight fit across the bridge of the nose for the people that are wearing them. When I started making the masks, the only elastic I had was hair bands. And I mean, it works. Like, we're all doing the best that we can with what we've got. And it worked, but it's not very comfortable. I really don't like the pulling on the ear style. I prefer the full head elastic, like a N95 mask. And so I dug into my basket and found some flat, it's called waistband elastic, but it's just a flat, really good stretch, very smooth elastic. So I bought some more of it, and I tried it out. I gave it to my son-in-law, who has extremely short hair, and he found it a lot more comfortable to wear because he has to wear that mask all day long at work. So here you can see I'm just taking a paper clip. I usually bend the first part of it straight just with my fingers, and then I use my small pliers to get the last bit straightened out. It's not perfect. Nothing I do is perfect, ever. I believe in good enough. And so now just curl the ends under, and you've got yourself a nice bendable, adjustable nose bridge. Now I want to tell you something. Sometimes they break. Like after so much use or so much bending, they break. So keep that in mind if you decide to add them to masks that you're making. I've kind of left an area where I can get it back out, or it only takes a couple of stitches to take it back out and put a new one in. So this elastic that I'm using now, I bought on a roll, and I just love it. And it's very easy to turn the ends over. I'm cutting it 8 inches or 9 inches, depending. Sometimes I make masks bigger for a little bit bigger of a head and a little smaller. Some of my friends are very petite little ladies and they need a smaller size. And then for kids, I cut it down to 6 inches. And I think that seemed to be working pretty well. I tried it on my grandkids. So cut the length you want. I curl the ends over about a 1/2 inch or so and then zigzag it with a pretty tight, small zigzag, and it works great. If you're a quilter or a regular sewer, you know what chain piecing is. You can do this with all of these projects, even the elastic. It really goes fast. So I cut my fabrics about 9 by 14, and if I can, I try and use the selvage edge for one edge and fold over and hem, and actually I use a double hem on the other end because that's where I slide the metal piece in for the nose piece. So I want a little bit of extra padding there, so I give it a double hem. So I stitch that edge down, fold it right sides together. I sew the sides from top to bottom, stopping just a little bit before the fold, say a 1/4 inch or so. Then on the bottom edge, where it's folded, I stitch it, starting an inch from one edge and sewing to about an inch away from the other edge. Now I'm leaving that gap because I'm going to turn it right side out and I'm going to run ribbon or cording or string. I've tried it all on the edges to connect with the elastic in the back. So snip the fold right where that opening is, turn it right side out, and then sew a channel of about 3/4 of an inch away from the edge. Again, not going all the way to the bottom edge, but definitely bringing it all the way up to the top. And then you've got a channel. I run a safety pin with string, ribbon, whatever you can find to use. So I started using ribbon on the sides because that's all I could find in my stash. And the thick grosgrain ribbon was a little bit too stiff. I tried a thinner ribbon. Of course, it's a little too thin. This is like Goldilocks, right? Then I decided to try cotton string. This is actually butcher's twine, and it is soft and 100% cotton, and you can see that's a huge cone. I cut 18 inches per side and run it through, and then just tie it in a knot. You can even bury the knot inside the channel of the face mask, giving you a smooth string on the side. So I run that through my elastic and through the mask, tie it off, I'm done. It's really fast. Fast, quick, easy. My favorite 3 words. Going back to the nose piece, if you've got a mask that doesn't have one and you want to add it, it's really easy to do. Use a ribbon, muslin, fabric, whatever you can, and just create a small sleeve for the nose piece. Sew it to the front top bridge of the mask and slide the bit of metal in there, and you've got it. So if you'd like to adapt your ear loop mask, just add a little bit of string like I did on mine and loop it through the loops of the flat elastic, and you've got something that goes all the way around and is a little bit more comfortable. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you'll check out a few more of my videos if you found this one interesting or helpful, and you can visit my website at margaritamcmanus.com. Thanks.